Hey, I'm back. Sorry, this whole battery and reception issue here. Somebody said I didn't pay my OnStar Wi-Fi bill. That was a cool joke. Thank you, Alex Kane. But no, I'm back here. And what I wanted to talk about sort of as a follow-up to the video that I just made, I'm doing a back-to-back quick live session here, is that you guys need to Google Uber and Lyft infringing on the original rideshare patent filed by, have you guys seen this article? Filed by a professor 8 years before rideshare started. He locked down this patent and explained exactly geographic location, cell phone, mobile phones, interacting with maps. I mean, the entire, it is as if Uber's guy, who's at Garrett Camp, that created the deck, it is as if he stole the screenshots of that patent 8 years later and started this rideshare company. This old guy is very well spoken, and I did find a video on him. I wanna actually follow up with that video tonight so you could hear him speak, right? But he locked down that patent 8 years prior to Uber even starting, right? And he is now suing Uber and Lyft for infringing on his patent. And I'm going to tell you what, he's going to win, right? So this is another big lawsuit that looms over Uber and Lyft, is that they're going to have to settle with him, either, a figure from both sides so that they can use his patent, or pay him a royalty on every single trip. The way I would negotiate that deal is I would pay them an upfront fee to him for violating his patent. That could easily be $100 million each, right? And then a royalty on every single trip taken, right? And beyond into the future. So this guy is going to make a lot of money. I read through the legal paperwork. I looked at the screenshots, and this guy legitimately locked down and explained word for word, screen for screen, how the rideshare industry would develop thanks to mobile phones. And along marches in Uber and Lyft starts a company claiming they were the pioneers. I think they stumbled upon this patent, right? If you look at Garrett Camp's pitch deck, the original pitch deck where he went out to raise the first monies for Uber, it literally had a lot of that info that this professor had patented 8 years before, right? And this guy should be getting more attention, right? I don't know if the media is trying to squash that story, but I want to shed some light on it, because he truly deserves the credit. He deserves all the credit on the rideshare industry being born thanks to his patent, right? So I foresee major settlements coming his way from Uber and Lyft. There's all the people up there getting ready for the USC game. I'm right down here by, see them all marching down there? All marching off to the USC game. California, baby. So we go back again. There it is. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on here today. I'm in a very weird Wi-Fi spot. But there was a question on the GOAT platform. Since I put the word out on GOAT, the cool thing is that many companies, even other developers that have been working on projects, want to collaborate, right? Because they want to take on these big giants, Uber and Lyft, which is awesome. So the amount of companies that have stepped forward since we started programming and putting GOAT out there has been amazing. right? Videos do get shared out there, information does get shared, and there's the whole USC crowd. See that there? Those are people going to the game. We got audio, no video. Huh, audio, no video. Do we have video yet? Can somebody answer, or is it just still audio? Video's back. Technology, you'd think that if you're paying, $120 a month for all these extra services on Verizon, you'd think that you'd get some love, right? Expensive service that goes down. Elias has got both. Thank you for that feedback, guys. Is renting a Prius the best bet to start off with Lyft? It's a great way to start off with Lyft, and I tell you why is because you get your foot in the door and you see what's possible, right? If you can create your schedule part-time or full-time for 2 months, or let's say you want to do this full-time and you can put in the hours, maybe you're saving up for a down payment on a bigger car, right? Or you just want to get your feet wet and you want to get you want to get into the rideshare market and see what's possible. What can I generate after X amount of hours of driving? Renting is the way to go, right? Now, long-term renting is definitely not the way to go, because you're in for $200 and something per week. At $800 per month, I mean, you could almost finance a car like this, over $100,000 car, right? All Adventures, good morning, how are you? Mike, is Uber ever going to open up? Didn't quite understand that question, if you could elaborate on that, right? So yeah, thank you for asking that question. I think it's a brilliant idea to rent for 2 months. I'm looking at 2020 Navigator, beautiful car. How much money would you save on gas using a Prius per week? Oh my gosh, just do the calculation. I mean, average cars getting, 20 to 30 miles per gallon, a Prius getting 50 miles per gallon. And then if you know what you guys do mileage wise in a week, right? On average, it's easy to calculate that. You just go through your trips and start calculating out the mileage is divided by 7 days, and you can see sort of what you're averaging per day. And when you translate that to miles per gallon, I can tell you with a Prius, if you're a full-time rideshare driver, that car pays for itself. But you don't go out there and splash out $25,000 for a brand new Prius. You go and buy a Prius that has 100,000 miles on it at an auction for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. My brother's on his second Prius, $1,500 for a new battery, and it will run forever. I agree with that. I mean, the batteries on the Priuses, that technology has gotten better and better and better, right? So, sorry, Uber Black and SUV accounts closed Uber, right? Well, if you grandfathered in, you're lucky. Certain markets still allow it, right? Certain markets will allow it if you come along with the commercial licensing and show them, you can still get in. And then many people also sell their position, right? Sell their SUV position. So you could, like in LA, you can easily pay $5,000 to $10,000 for that SUV slot. There's a lot of people selling them. Pittsburgh closed off new premium accounts. Again, how Uber thinks, how Uber operates is mind-boggling to me, right? I don't know how they make decisions there. They change the requirements on cars. They change the year the model can be. They open up this category, comfort. They close down this one. I mean, they're all over the show. So the one thing you can count on, I can tell you, is if you're a private driver and you start building out your private clientele, right? Because they're really the age of the car doesn't matter. Should be a new one. but you're not subjected to all these uncertainties as you are with, James Campbell says they're horrible. They are horrible because many people have literally seen their asses buying a car, splashing out $20,000-$30,000, and the next thing, Uber and Lyft change the regulations for that category on them, so, or the year changes and you suddenly lose 2 or 3 years driving time because they just changed their requirements, right? But as a private driver, and I've recruited tons and tons of Uber and Lyft passengers from the luxury category over into my private sphere, right? Those guys will email me or text me and send me their schedules for November, December, January, right through to February, right? So I can pencil it out. This is the Escalade Platinum. This is the top of the line, 2019. It's a $108,000 car. What mileage is, I wouldn't look at Priuses over 160, 180,000 miles. I wouldn't buy it, right? Although the Prius is taken, well, if somebody has taken excellent care of the Prius and used synthetic oil and changed the transmission fluids and done everything correctly, those things will go way over the 300,000, way over the 350, 400,000 mark, right? But I would stay away from buying a Prius 160 to 180. I would look at used Priuses 100,000 miles and under. At 80,000 miles, you're just breaking the car in, folks. So if you could look at a 80,000 mile Prius that's a couple of years old, if you want to hammer that car in UberX, you'll get your money back just on the gasoline. That car you should be picking up for about $6,000 at a dealership auction, right? A car like this, you're lucky if you can get a brand new one at a dealership auctions. Usually people that cannot make their payments, the car becomes repossessed, and then it goes to the auction, and you can easily get it for 30, 40,000 under the sticker price, right? So a car like that, this one, which is $108,000, you could pick up for about $60,000 at a dealership auction. But you got to have cash. You could pick up a nice 2014, 2015 Suburban for $22,000 to $25,000 cash, right? Best money-making car, and I've tried all the categories. I do like XL, don't get me wrong. I love the XL category. But out of all categories, the SUV Lux category is where I want to be and where I want to stay, right? And there's a lot of people just hesitating, spending a little bit of extra money and going out and starting the process. You're in for 90 days before you get your documentation from the state, right? You got to start the process. You got to register an LLC, a company. You got to take that vehicle and you got to get it switched at the DMV from a regular to a commercial vehicle, and then you got to go out and source a good commercial insurance. You got to get all your commercial license papers. You got to get the car weighed. You have to resubmit the papers to the DMV, pay the fees. You go through a whole 90-day process before you actually start making money in this category, right? And you start somewhere. You start off with your first private client, right? If someone says to you, hey, I travel 2-3 times a week, I would commit to a fixed price. I drive from the airport to home. If you could pick me up and take me back 2 to 3 times a week, there you have your first client, right? And you can do some calculations. Well, that client's traveling 3 times a week, I'm making about $450, $500 from them per week, almost $2,000 a month. Do I take the risk and go out and get into the luxury category and start my own limo license? It's always good to have a commitment from 1 or 2 private individuals that that would want you as a full-time driver. Savage Master, Hyperfist here in Miami, Uber is not accepting Uber Lux or XL. Yeah, they are closing down a lot of areas, right? But like I say, if you're in the Lux and SUV, you immediately start recruiting those clients from Uber and Lyft over into your private portfolio. I've been doing that for years. I'm not shy to say that, I mean, Uber and Lyft is screwing me on every corner, right? Trying to take my money, and I have no problems taking their clients, right? Lot of people that were Uber and Lyft clients once upon a time came to me and said, can you drive us privately? We like your personality, we like your car, it's clean, it smells good, you drive well, I think last week alone, I picked up 4 new clients. And how did I get them? I all got them word of mouth, right? The people that I took to the USC game today, that's a 4-5 hour booking. This is only the 3rd time that I'm driving them, right? It's a new client. And I know, just hitting it off with the guy, a super successful guy, we're going to have a good friendship, a good relationship that's going to build and build and build and build, and maybe lead to other things. The perks, my friends, in this world are astounding. Lakers tickets, Clippers tickets. I also, the manager of the Clippers, drive him a lot. Many NBA players, they will give you, see, there's people over there. They're getting ready for the game, all dressed up in the gear. Right in the middle here, everybody's off to the USC-UCLA game. Toyota, Honda, Mazda, or Tesla, if you happen to have one. No, they are not bulletproof, despite, that was interesting. Did you guys see the launch of that new Tesla truck? That's good, David Garcia. Good. David's asked a good question. Can you do a whole video on the process of, getting your TCP, your papers, etc., from beginning to end? A good idea, yeah. I do have some in my course, in my training course, but I will gladly do a summary of that if people are interested in that, right? I mean, I'm not kidding you. There are days, 500 to 1,500 a day is not uncommon in my business, and I'm not breaking my back. I still have a lot of hours for my relationship with my girlfriend. I have a lot of hours with my kids. I'll take them out for lunch. I'm not driving one person after the other all day long. No, but I'm up to about a ratio now. Oh, the Tesla Cybertruck demo, yeah. Exactly. They had that wrecking ball and the windows did crack, they did break. But that's a beast. Entry point $49,000. With a couple of extras, you're looking at high 50s, almost 60,000. It's one complete body, so it'll take almost twice the weight of any F-150 or Silverado. It's a beast. The question is, aesthetically, will people take to that car? I can see that car driving around in Calabasas and Hidden Hills. Rich kids will be driving that car just because of the fact that, hey, it's an Uber truck. I mean, sorry, it's a Tesla truck. There's no such thing as an Uber truck. Oh, cool, he drives Uber X and you have 35 private clients. That's the way to go, my friend. I'm proud of you. That's awesome. That's great. That's where the money is. You're right, Uber and Lyft are not cutting it anymore. I'm getting a few privates and I want to do it legal. You should really do that. I'm grateful that I started this whole process years and years ago. You will need that commercial insurance for this category. That, my friends, is a scary number that you're committing to, right? That insurance is what frightens off a lot of people. But I say, hey, if you're a great networker, if you know a little bit about social media marketing, if you want to do a couple of videos about your service, about your car in your city, LA, Chicago, New York, right? You're a go-getter type of personality. You're not shy to talk to Uber and Lyft people, maybe recruit them over into your private sphere, into your private company. I would go for it. I would go for it, right? If you're the shy person zero knowledge about marketing, you don't know how to recruit, you don't know how to interact, stay away from this business. Stay away. Tony, you just beat Uber in court. Were you reactivated? Good question. Tell us. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have fun with Uber next week. They got all the papers. Hit them with 3 sets of documents. When it's all said and done, depending, maybe they don't want me to make videos about this whole process, this legal process. What commercial insurance policy do you have? They owe me the money today. Tony Slaughter, go get it. File a lien, my friend. File a lien. Gave you the address of, when you sue them, you've got to attach all the names. You attach Razor LLC, you attach Uber Technologies, you attach their hub, you attach everyone to that case. The good thing is many of my clients are heavy hitter attorneys. Some of my private friends are attorneys, so I can get advice in entertainment law, in business law, in criminal law from all very, very good friends. Just, I help them a lot with their marketing, and in return they help me a lot with their legal stuff. And I can tell you, being through a divorce for 5 years, I myself, in and out the courtrooms, talking to lawyers, listening to judges, going into the law library, reading up on cases that were won on appeal, reading about the different torts. What is the foundation for bringing a case? How much punitive damages do you sometimes get on a particular case? Research. You learn so much. You can file your own motions. You can do your own requests for admissions, RFAs. You can set up a deposition. You learn so much. So, a lot of those different processes, I would sub in an attorney and sub out an attorney. On certain dates, I would be representing myself. And the next thing, at the next hearing, I would bring in the attorney on this particular matter because I did not have enough know-how. So over the years, having fought a couple of lawsuits, I can tell you, helping the little guy out there for me now has been extremely rewarding. Sharing the process, what they can do to empower themselves against Uber and Lyft. And I've had many drivers report back on Victories. Yesterday, there was a guy who drove 6 hours, right? He drove 6 hours, and Lyft only wanted to pay him $32. Didn't pay him for the mileage. I don't know. They were screwing him over a few $100s. He had taken a passenger to a doctor meeting, which was a couple of hours away, waited, and then drove back. So gave him the paperwork. He reported back that Lyft settled the entire amount with them. So helping the little guy, and I'm not saying little as in trying to put anybody down, but helping a guy as going after a little case, $100, $500, $1,000 is so rewarding for me, right? And people coming back and sharing those victories with me, it's a beautiful feeling. Obviously for the victor, for the driver, but also for the coach, that's motivated them to go down that road. They said, hey, here's the forms, print them out, do this, do that, so that I can tell you is an area where Uber and Lyft must absolutely hate me, right? Is empowering these drivers to get their money back. Journey with Jordan, much love, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate you, buddy. Love having you on my channel. I hope you're having a good weekend so far. So I have two. Oh, Oliver Jones, your advice is worthless, sweetheart. Go and start making money. When you start making money, come report back to us. I love these negative trolls bitching. Here in Miami, you make more money and spend less gas and drive way less miles delivering food. Thank you for sharing that. So, you know, getting those emails and texts from people that have got a $300 or $400 settlement is extremely rewarding, right? Because it's the big guy saying, you know, we're going to screw you here, we're going to screw you there, we're going to take your money here, we're going to take your money. That's how they rack up all this money, and people don't. Dustin is driving trolls don't even get paid. Exactly. You know what saddens me, Dustin, is that you and I, you go out and make a video for Mandy. We pay our respects. You do a great video last night. You are helping raise money through GoFundMe. You're doing everything for this angel, right, and her family for the funeral. He's putting in his hours, right, and you know, these are really important videos that YouTubers make to rally around an individual, and then there will still be trolls and haters that'll put down that video of a person that just passed away from cancer. Whether they give it thumbs down or they come in and play the troll, ego, all about them. It's not about you, Mr. Troll. It's about the person we're paying respect to, right? That's been a part of our life, that's helped us, right? And you get Dustin making these videos and helping collect money for the family, for the funeral, and all of these great YouTubers chiming in and helping get the, you know, Dustin, we're half the way there. We need to close the gap, you know. So just look at what YouTubers and the family of rideshare drivers, how they rally around. And then I ask myself, how can a troll come into one of those live feeds or come into the video, give it a thumbs down, and talk trashy comments like this person earlier on, right? You know, then that video is worthless, right? If our videos are worthless, where is your channel? Where is your advice that you're sharing with people? Where are you rallying around drivers to help them, right? So it's a really tough thing to understand a troll's mind. It really is. It's a tough concept to understand how trolls operate. I don't get it. I would just think they miserable fucks and sitting there trying to take everyone down with them. No, your title was completely, it got me. It was a great title. It said permanently deactivated. Dustin makes a video and I'm like, oh my God, what did they do to him? Boom, I jumped into the video, and then he goes, I made that title because I wanted to bring attention to this important cause, you know, fundraising for Mandy. And it doesn't even have to be explained. You don't. It was a brilliant way to bring attention to a very, very important matter, important cause. Rally around the family, show them support, help put in money for the funeral. So that title, I wouldn't even look at it as clickbait. It's completely warranted. I hope thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people clicked on it by today within a 24-hour period. I don't know how many views it got, but it was brilliantly orchestrated by someone who knows how to YouTube, right? And knows how to communicate with drivers and knows how to reach out and help drivers. So, you know, gets my blessing, gets my support, and, you know, taking that link, reposting the GoFundMe link here, putting the, you know, tweeting the GoFundMe link or putting it on Facebook, anything and everything you can do just to show how much you care, right? And I'm sure her family are extremely grateful for all of these amazing drivers rallying around Mandy. Bless her heart. Bless her heart for everything she did. She fought, but you know, that's a brutal disease which is becoming more and more rampant. You know, all I can say is what you put inside your body, food-wise, drink-wise, with all the GMOs, genetically modified organisms, with all the colorants, the sugars, the sodiums, the fillers. Be very, very careful what you put in your body, right? And then also be extremely careful what you put on your body, because your skin is your biggest organ, and it'll absorb everything into the kidneys, the lungs, the lymphatics, right, through the skin. So if you're putting on deodorants like Old Spice that have aluminum in them, you're allowing toxins to enter your body. And when that starts breaking down the cells and the cells start attacking each other, cancer breaks out, right? So goes quickly from stage 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's over. So be very, very aware what you're putting in your body through your mouth and what you're putting on your body as far as deodorants, antiperspirants, even right down to your toothpaste, everything, right? Be very, very mindful. I'm a big believer of that. Have been to many natural health seminars, have done courses on that. You can take care of your health, folks. You know, cancer is no joke, as Tim Olsen says, you know, and then they'll hit you with these bouts of radiation, which completely wipe out the last few good cells, hoping that the body bounces back, and that and the other video says, still live, may want to check on that after the live stream. Interesting. But does it say live, but it's still spinning, or what? Because I don't think one can do 2 live streams, right? Dara has cancer. I would never wish cancer upon anyone. I wouldn't even wish it upon Dara. But I think the statement, Dara is a cancer, yeah, he's a cancer to the rideshare industry. I would say that's pretty. Schmidt's All Natural works great. I like that. See? You know the brands, my friends. So I appreciate Dustin for telling me that the other one is still live. I had no idea that you could actually, Tom's is excellent. Yeah, that you could have 2 live streams going at the same time. Is that possible? Wow, it happened to you too. True, I just hate to see someone making money. It's okay. Listen, I think everyone has an equal shot at it, right? You're on this planet Earth once. You make the very best of every 24 hours. You show up. If you're a parent like Dustin and I, you're there for your kids. You know, parents are everything to a child. We got to be there for our kids. You know what I want to do, guys? I want to go and get a nice penthouse suite in Vegas somewhere and throw a big party, a big Uber and Lyft party. What do you say? I mean, I understand that not everyone can fly into. I love it. I'm not stopping till this goal is reached. So please put the link in here again, Dustin. If you could, just throw the link in here so we can tell the people again. Yeah, I think we need to. I think we need to throw a big fat party in Vegas, and you know, maybe some people fly in, or maybe some people drive.